All right, folks, welcome back to Ezoic Blogging 101. Given that it is January, I thought it would be a good time to talk about seasonality in the ad industry and what to expect in terms of your earnings. This is especially important because one of the biggest cycles that happens every year is holiday advertising spend is at an all-time high at the end of Q4, November and December, which results in higher earnings, higher session revenue, higher EPMV for publishers. However, once January hits, ad revenue really drops off a cliff, advertising spend is cut, ad rates are lower, and your earnings and EPMV are also lower. You'll notice I have Ezoic's ad revenue index up here, looking back about 5 years. Every single year, you see these peaks in November and December, which measure the height of ad rates, followed by a significant drop in January. This happens every single year, as you can see again in 2019, and again here in 2020 to 2021. So if you're sitting there asking yourself now why your earnings are lower in January after they were so high in November and December, this will explain why. It's perfectly normal. It's part of the industry. It is seasonal. While it is low now, you can expect it to return, and it always does. If you look at this chart, let's just look at 2018 to 2019. We had that high in November and December, dip down in January. January is always pretty low, but once February hits, ad rates begin to return and increase throughout March into April and even through midsummer, end of June. Following at the end of June, we normally see another seasonal change. Ad rates dip again during summer in July and August before returning once again for back to school and Q4. Year over year, overall, the trend is upward, but those are your major changes in seasonality throughout the year. Other small changes you may want to look out for are a slight drop in ad rates at the beginning of months and the beginning of new quarters, as well as an increase in ad rates towards the end of months or the end of a quarter. This is the Ezoic Online Ad Revenue Index. I'll leave a link to this in the description below, as well as a link to an article that explains the highs and lows of advertising. And just to drill this point home, I am going to bring up a client that is using Ezoic, and this is their dashboard. And you can see their earnings, and it follows the same trend in that chart that I shared with you. This is earnings dropping from December to January, more pronounced here as we see this dip down here in January. And then these other dips that you see throughout the chart, same thing happening. So my advice to you is to sit tight. If you're worried about your earnings dropping, they will return. If you're looking for tips to improve your optimization, check out our website, go to our knowledge base, and there will be a lot of resources for you there. Hope that was useful. Check in next time for Ezoic Blogging 101. Thanks again.